Welcome to another video. This is another part of the Git tutorial course. It's a free course that I have a description. I have the link in the description. This is a continuation. It's just more practice of what we have been doing. So let's jump right into the video. All right, let's do another workflow. We're going to repeat most of the commands we've done already. So this is going to be a little bit of a different workflow, but we're going to use a lot of the Git commands that we've learned. So this is going to be practice. All right. So in this case, we're going to basically, since you already have a repository, hopefully you didn't just watch the videos, right? You actually did it. You have a repository. So we're going to pretend like you just got a new project and a new job, some project that existed, and you need to contribute to it, right? That's most of the time, that's the flow. Even in the first one, that's the flow we wanted to do. But since it's our first one and we don't have a repository, we actually created a new one, right? So in this case, let's assume we have a repository. We just want to contribute to it. We want to make changes to it. And we're going to go through the whole flow, right? So this is, I'm just going to call it workflow number 2. All right, so the first thing you do is, first of all, you need a new branch. You want to make changes. Let's say I'm here and the README looks bad, right? Your boss came and you're like, hey, this repository, the README is empty. Just have the name. We want to make changes to the README file. Can you add a little bit more description to the README? Edit it, right? That's the challenge you have. So this is the project. Let's say the project is modify the README. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a branch for your work. Every time you have a work, you're going to create a new branch. So you're going to do everything you do on a new branch. Then you're going to create a pull request to main or master or whatever the destination is. Really, from your branch, you can have a destination anywhere. A lot of times it can be main, it can be master. Sometimes you have a development branch where every engineer will put their code, will merge their code into develop branch. And after the develop branch, everything together, when it's ready to be released, it will go into master and it gets tested on master or on main. That's a common process. In this example, we don't have develop. We're going to do into main. You can take one branch and put it into any other branch you want. That's Git does not really prevent you from that. Your workflow does. Whatever your policies, however you like to work. In this case, we're going to just make a change in a branch and merge it into main. So the first thing we're going to do is create a branch. So we're going to go to branches and we're going to do new branch. Okay. I'm just going to say working on README. Okay. Usually, again, you have, for whatever work you do, you have a JIRA associated with it, and you want to put the JIRA number there so you can keep track of things easier. What am I going to create the branch from? I'm going to create it from main. Remember, the way I want you to think about it is when you're creating a branch, you're kind of creating a copy of the entire code. Which code are you going to copy, right? In this case now, since we have multiple branches, it's going to let us, do you want to copy the code from my first branch or do you want to copy the code from main? Because my first branch might have something that you need that main doesn't have because it's not merged yet. It gets complicated, but you can do that. Or your partner made a change and that is his branch, that's her branch, right? Your partner's branch, your coworker's branch, and they have some changes that you want to take. You want to make sure that code is available for you. Then you would branch from them. You copy their code. Instead of copying main, you copy theirs, right? It all depends. For now, let's copy from main. Maybe we'll look at a project when we have to do that. Then, so we're going to do create branch. That's good to go. Our branch is created, right? Working on README. I'm going to copy the branch name. Now you go to your local, and in your local, let's say I'm going to open a new terminal because this is the next day. You just got right here, a new terminal, right? I'm going to go to CD projects, CD courses, I think CD Git. Let's see, CD Git crash course, right? Whatever your project is, whatever you cloned it last time. This is the folder I cloned last time, right? CD Git example. That is, if I do a list, this is the actual project. So you go to the project. First, you want to see if you have some changes you did locally that you forgot to commit or anything. So the first thing you want to do is you want to do git status. Okay, there's nothing new, there's nothing staged or anything. You can check the commits, but usually if you make a commit, you probably did a push, so you're good. Do a git status, that's fine. And then check what branch you're on. I'm going to do git branch. Okay, I'm on this branch, right? I want to get the latest from main. So this is my workflow there. You can just You don't have to switch to main, but I always like to switch to main or master first. So I'm going to do git checkout main. Okay, so we looked at two commands, git status so far and git checkout. We want to switch from this branch to the main branch. We did git checkout. If I do git branch, now I'm on main, right? I'm going to clear just to show you. Git branch, I'm on main. So I want to pull whatever main has changes, right? The new branch I created is new on the remote. Somebody might have made changes onto the main branch itself. I want to pull all those changes. So I'm going to do git pull, and whatever is changed happened in main that the local doesn't have. Now my local main and my remote main are synced up. That's really what you want, because you want to have the latest of everything. That's why you can see index.html, the new changes, a bunch of changes, and page 2, a bunch of changes. They do not exist on the main, on the local, because I worked on them on a branch. I merged it to main on the remote, but we never pulled it to the local. So the local main have no idea. Now it does. Now everything is good. So now I can check out the branch. I have the branch here. So I'm still on main. If I can do git branch, you can see I'm still on main branch. I can do git checkout the new branch. If I do git branch, I'm on the new branch, working on readme. Okay, so I just checked out the new branch. I'm on the new branch. Now I can make changes. So this project is to make changes on the readme, right? So I'm going to modify the readme instead of just, so readme, I don't know if I don't remember if there is an easy way to preview this. There, like in VS Code, we should be able to preview it. I didn't prepare for that, so I'm not sure how to preview it, but usually we'll save. So when you do a pound sign, it's a heading. Second pound sign, it's a second kind, a smaller size heading. I'm just going to say this is a project to demo different git commands. I'm going to say examples of commands discussed: git clone, git checkout, git status, git diff, and more. Okay, this is just a change. So I just made a change to the readme file. That's why the color changed here too. So if I come here, if I do git status, it shows me that readme is changed and is ready to be added to the staging area or to be committed. Okay, let me clear. I can also check the difference. I can do git diff. If I do git diff, it will show me, okay, the red is what was there and got removed, and the green is what's added. Okay, so I can see that everything based on what I see here is exactly what I want to save. I want to commit this stuff. This is the right change I want to commit. So I'm going to basically git add first, right? I can do git status to see. Then I'm going to do git add readme. Okay, I'm going to do git status. It's added. Now it's time to commit it. I'm going to clear the screen. I can do git status again. Hit the up arrow a couple of times. Then I'm going to do git commit -am. Well, I'm used to say, I always do the add and the message at the same time. I don't do git add. So I have a habit of doing git -am because I'm adding and committing at the same time. A for add, M for message. Actually, I'm not sure if A is for all or for add. Actually, let's do git commit -- help. All right. So let's see, git commit A. I was hoping, yeah. Okay, A is not for add, it's for all. See how I did? I didn't even know this, and I just learned as I'm teaching. I learned. So you can always look it up. Any command line tool, you can -- help most of the time. I don't want to say any. Or you can do man for manual, man in the command, and it will tell you what you got to do. And usually to exit out of it, you see when you see these two columns, you just do Q for quit, and you will get out. So since I already added it, I'm going to do git commit -m for message, modified readme file and added list of commands. That's my message. Hit enter. I'm committed. What do you do after you commit? I just saved it. I made a commitment to keep the changes, right? That's kind of what commit is. That's how I think about it. Again, I always try to think of things in layman terms. So I made a commit, meaning I made changes. I checked out what the changes are by doing a git diff. Then I made a commitment. I put a message and I committed it. Now what? I don't just leave it there, right? The whole point is to save it remotely so everybody can use it. So I have to push it. That's how you have to remember. That's what I want you to start thinking about the flow. That way it makes the commands easier to remember. Now I want to push it. Once you save it, push it. And that's easy. Git push. Add one more, origin. Just get into a habit of adding the origin, the location. Git push origin. Hit enter. That's going to push it, right? You can go into here. This will basically just take you to the Git, I believe. Other tools like GitLab, when you do a push, it will give you a link that you can just click on, and it would take you to the creates pull request section. So now I can go to pull requests here. There is this yellow thing that says, hey, you just had a push recently, so you can create a pull request. But I'm going to click on new pull request. Feel free to click that. It will take you to the same place. New pull request. Okay. Then it's going to ask me from what branch to what branch. I'm going to say, hey, I'm working on README. I want to merge this branch into main. Okay. You can see the changes here just to be double sure, but I always just create it and I see it. The thing is, if you create it, some people in your team might get emails saying, hey, there is a PR created. It depends on the setup and the culture. But in my case, nobody's going to review my code until I ask them to. So I just created it anyways. So I'm just going to say, create pull request, create a pull request. Now the pull request is created. Then I go to file changed. This is my way. This is kind of how I like to work. But you could review your changes before you create it. Because when you create it, people might get notified. It depends on, like, if I get a message, automatic message saying, hey, there is a pull request created, I'm not going to go review it. I expect the engineer to ask me when he's ready or she's ready to be reviewed. Okay, so I go to file change. Here you see the changes. Everything looks good. This is what you want to commit. That's it. You take this URL and send it to the person you want to review. It could be another engineer, another QA, it can be a manager, whoever does the review. You might be helping other teams. So some engineer in the other team that needs this code, that knows this code so they can actually review it. Then let's say you are the reviewer, you get somebody sent you a link like this, this link saying, hey, can you review it for me? You go check it out. If everything is good, you come here and you could click on, a lot of times you have approve instead of merge, you have approve. Again, depending on permission and stuff, you might have an approval right or you might have a merge right. So in this case, I'm going to click on merge, confirm merge. Now my changes are merged, okay, into main. The main branch have it. So if I go to code to the home page, what the home page does is the home page actually renders the README. This shows you the README. So this is the stuff we added, right? Git clone, git checkout, but it's not formatted. You see how we added it in multiple lines and it is not formatted. You see it here. Oh, we messed up. We didn't add formatting here. So we should add some formatting here. Okay. And there's a way to add a formatting. Let's make that another project. Actually, it's just a quick practice. Let's fix it. How do we fix it? Somebody should have caught it. And when we look at the merge request, the person reviewing it, if I made the mistake, the person reviewing it should be like, hey, you read me. Actually, you can't just list things out like this. You have to format it in a certain way. Then I can just make edits. Right? All you have to do is just a new commit. But now we messed up, so let's fix it. Let's make this actually workflow 2.1, right? So we're pretty much done with what I want to show you, but let's take another video and let's just fix this. Let's just go through the process again. It's practice, right? Practice, practice, practice. So let's move on to the next one. I hope you liked this video. It is part of a free course that you can take. The link is in the description. If you like it, subscribe to the channel. Give it a like. That will really help. The algorithm will really help me, and it would encourage me to create more content like this. And if you have questions, if anything that didn't work for you, if you run into any issues, put it in the comment and I'll do my best to respond and to respond and give you a solution, right? So it looks like this video is going to continue to another one. Let's continue to work on it. Let's continue to practice. Git is practice. Just like any part of engineering, it's a matter of practice. So don't give up. Let's go to the next one and let's keep working on it, all right?